Hi everyone, this is Katherine Donovan, and today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. Okay, I got into Attack on Titan since 2013 in November before my Thanksgiving break was ending. I just saw a video of it and I just couldn't get it out of my head. It was of Eren and it showed of his past and how he lost his mother, how emotional he was, and just it kind of made me feel really bad for him. And I don't know, something about him just is so enticing. Just makes me feel like I want to be a teenager again and have that sort of intensity. But also Eren's got a bit of a rival who could be alike to him, but it's kind of hard to tell because everyone refers to him as the horse face. Yep, you got it. You know exactly who I'm talking about now, don't you? Jean Kirstein. Okay, first looking at him, I'm like, he's okay. But he seemed interesting. He really does. So, seeing how he interacts with Eren, how he really can't stand Eren, it's just so enticing. The whole rivalry, it's so intense. Just intense. It just makes your heart go boom, 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 boom. Like it's echoing in your ears. You can feel your pulse racing and you feel like, oh, the excitement. Yeah. And then I was just so obsessed with their rivalry, I couldn't help but think, I wish there was rivalries just like Eren and Jean. And about years later, now, even though I wish I could have watched it last year, but I guess I was just too wound up in other stuff. And it was Zeref of the End, and I had a new intense rivalry, and it was between Yuichiro Hyakuya and Shiho Kamizuki. I'm telling you, even though, people are going to compare Zeref of the End to Attack on Titan, which is a fandom rivalry and a fandom berserk button, you really don't want to do that to those poor fans. But I don't know. I just love intense rivalries. I don't know why. It's just so gripping, edgy. Just makes you want to strangle them. Just like, shut up. But also it's like, keep going. But, they get better once getting to know each other. But, I can't help but think, like, why am I so interested in these kinds of rivalries? Natsu and Gray's rivalry is like, boring. Too much, comedic tones to it. I mean, it's fine. If it's funny. But after seeing it like 100 times, it's just like, okay, it's getting boring. Can't these two try and get along? Well, yeah, they do, but, even though they kind of get at it with each other, but at the same time, they really do, they do care about each other. Right? Yeah, they really do. But, they're just too mainstream. I'm sorry. Goku and Vegeta, yep, they're in the same boat with Natsu and Gray. Sorry, guys. But the only rivalry I have with Gray that Gray has against is Leon. I don't know, those two just love to compete against each other. There's no bickering. I mean, yeah, there could be, but also they just love to compete with each other. It's just like oh, I feel like I want to scrape nails on the chalkboard or somebody else's skin. I know it sounds like, ooh, that's dirty. I'm not trying to sound dirty. Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. It really does. But that's kind of the rivalries I really enjoy. I just love the whole intensity. Like, you think you're better than me? Bring it on. And something really more interesting that will really get me hooked. It's kind of like, you want to write something good in a book, you got to get the reader to get hooked in. You can't just bore them. You just got to get them to hook them in. That sort of thing. So I'm hooked onto intense rivalries. And the only thing I was into intense rivalries were Ty and Matt from the original Digimon. Yes, that one. They have been at each other's throats, and it's really making you want to strangle those two. But they do care about each other, especially during that whole hold my hand as the arrows fly through us, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. I just seeing that just made my heart go, whoa, that was, whoo, yeah. But I didn't think of it as what they call hoye at the time. So yeah. So that was one of my main favorites. The other one was Takuya and Koji. I kept saying their names ever since I was around 11 years old. And I was going to be 12 eventually, but I was just 11 at the time, and I couldn't stop saying Takuya and Koji, Takuya and Koji. I thought I was going to throw up. I mean, part of me wanted to, but the other part was like, nah, I'm not going to stop. But I just couldn't stop. I was like, just, even the whole sequence of their rivalry. I mean, yeah, they have some lighthearted and also heartwarming sorts of moments, but they just really can't stand each other. They're just like, ugh. Like, for instance, they just love competing with each other, but they also can't stand each other. And that one episode where where Takuya explains his plan, Koji says he doesn't like it, and they argue for a little bit, and then Koji decides, Takuya, let's talk. And Koji's like, yeah, let's. I go, oh boy. And Zoe's like, guys, don't do anything stupid. I'm like, you tell him, girl, don't worry, we're just gonna talk. Yeah, if that's what we're all going to do. I go, oh great, they better not argue. Oh, and let me just skip on ahead by saying during their whole debate with each other, the whole, no, that is not what I'm saying, then what are you saying? Grabs his shirt, bangs him against the wall, and just says, you weren't there when I crossed swords with him, okay? Blah, 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 blah. But the whole grabs him and just thrashes him right on the wall. I'm like, oh my god, tell me I didn't see that. It's kind of like in that one Ed and Eddie episode where the doorknob actually falls off after Ed tries to flick a spider away, and the doorknob falls, and then Double D's like, tell me that didn't happen, and Ed goes, it didn't happen. So I was kind of waiting for someone to tell me, it didn't happen. Oh yeah. Oh man. I get chilled when I think about memories from the past, like those. But yeah, I love intense rivalries. You know, Ty and Matt, Takuya and Koji, Gray and Leon. I'm thinking of somebody else. Thinking of something. Oh yeah, yes. Aaron and John, you and Kamizuki. I can't think of any other intense rivalries. I just love a duo who can't stand each other. But another part of them is like, I can't live without you, but I won't admit it, or try to be all sugary sweet. And the part of you is like, yep. I'll be like Shinoa. Like, if somebody would be like, what? You didn't try and stop him? And then I'll be like, oh, Nope, I stayed in hiding while enjoying the show. I love Chinoa. And did you do anything to stop it? Actually, I stayed in hiding and enjoyed the show. God, I love her. She just loves excitement as much as I do. Actually, I love that girl. She's just so enticing. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but yeah. I mean, we all do hate just fighting with each other, how we can't stand each other. However, we can't live without the other, you know? So that's another good part. It's like just some sort of weird friendship, but at the same time, you're like, can't live without you, man. What can I do? I really would love to hear from you guys about, is there any other intense rivalries in anime?